trusting your supply chain data and speeding up your time to value. The topic of my conversation today with Nate Endicott, Senior Vice President of Growth with Enveyo. Hi, Nate.
Hi, Bob. How are you?
Good, thank you for joining me. So what are some of the challenges, Nate, that you see that shippers and third-party logistics providers are facing right now regarding their supply chain data?
Good question. I think the challenges are around really having all your data in one place. You have different silos, the data is decentralized. Organizations have different systems, ERP, WMS, TMS, OMS. You have tracking data, freight audit provider on the invoice data. So being able to have all your data in one place and have it tell you something so you spend less time on strategy is a big challenge that we see shippers and 3PLs facing today.
And it's enough just to get the data internally into one
Right.
place, but then you have to deal with all your external supply chain partners too.
Yeah.
So you have that additional challenge.
Correct.
Yeah. And there's more data than ever before.
There is.
So on top of that, I can see how the problem would be even compounded.
Yeah, I mean, we have all these different systems and all these different providers. It's one thing to collect the data. I think what we see is you got to collect the data, you got to collect the right data, and then you got to use it. But just trying to integrate all that data together and then try to apply data quality is something that we see as a challenge as well.
Okay, well let's talk about some of those solutions. How do
Yeah.
organizations overcome their roadblocks that we discussed here to effectively trust their supply chain data and use it for optimization?
Yeah, great question. I think they need to collect the data, they need to collect the right data, and they need to learn to trust and use the data. I think that's the another challenge that we see is how do you get all your data into that one place, that central
Right.
place.
Let me back up for a moment. You
Yeah.
said you collect the data and collect the right data. Those are two different things.
Yep.
So you have to somehow select, there's plenty of data out there. You have to make sure, how do you figure out what is the good, what is the relevant data to you, and then get rid of the noise?
Yeah, you do. I think that's where, shippers and 3PLs have struggled for a long time because they have so much, what they say, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
But when you have a data management provider or someone that's really good at the data quality aspects of normalizing, cleansing, standardizing, and having a data management platform to help these companies, I think that's what allows them to learn to collect the data, collect the right data, and then use that once they trust that data.
But that can be a long-term process, and a lot of executives these days are getting awfully impatient about ROI, return on investment on these systems and these processes. So how can supply chain teams speed up their time to value in using data for optimization initiatives?
Great question. Internal organizations are spending millions of dollars and it's taken way too long. So to be able to do that, again, I think they need to realize that it's okay to look outside for something that's not your core competence and find a provider that can go out and integrate that data and bring it in. The time to value that a shipper or a 3PL should see, instead of 2 to 3 years and spending $3.5 million on trying to collect their data and aggregate their data, it should not take more than 60 to 90 days to go out and integrate these systems and these carriers to get the data that you need so that you can start being told what the opportunities are or where optimization opportunities are.
And to manage it on an ongoing basis. I mean, once you have the data in hand, you've got to keep going with it. You've got to figure the data is continually coming in, it's accurate, it's usable. Again, a challenge to be faced.
It is.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, thank you so much, Nate, for kind of summarizing for us just this whole issue of supply chain data, what to do with it these days. It's not that it isn't there, it's there, but it has to be handled in the correct way. So thank you so much for those insights.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you a little bit about Enveyo first. I mean, where are you guys in this? How do you help your customers sort of, quote unquote, move the needle in their logistics operations with regard to the management of data?
Yeah, Enveyo is a data management platform. We help organizations, shippers and 3PLs really connect and collect and integrate and aggregate, normalize and standardize all their data, bring it into one place, help them make sense of that data, and then we turn on insights to help them go what we call find the suck, and then how do you go do something about it. But we have 5 solutions in our tech stack We have really business intelligence, data intelligence, which we call insights. We have a modeling tool, which helps customers kind of model contracts and look at optimization opportunities. We also have a TMS, a smart TMS on the parcel side. As we're connecting and collecting that data, alerting is a big piece, so the tracking side, helping customers really control the performance side of the business. And then we have audit as part of that. When we're data collecting, there's no reason to have an audit provider. If we're in there collecting and standardizing, normalizing data, we can do the audit as well.
So many elements to consider.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nate,
Absolutely.
once again for spending time with me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Bob.
I've been speaking with Nate Endicott of Enveyo. Thank you very much for watching.